Welcome to New Spaces, everybody, and today we're gathered here in Shoreview, and we're going to take a look at Greg and Janine's 1991 townhome, who underwent a fairly interesting transformation here on the main level, including the kitchen. Now, what you're going to see today is what Allie did to open up our main level for Greg and Janine and make it a much more and better entertaining space for large families, for cooking, and everything else. Come on down. I'm going to show you what we did here. So we're here in the kitchen, Allie and I, in the Walker kitchen main level project. And what I've asked Allie to do is to kind of give us a little bit of an idea and walk you through the main points, the major moves that we did here in this kitchen main level. So go ahead, Allie, take it away.
Yeah, so in this kitchen, there was a wall here and that remained, but there was also a wall in the back and it separated the living room and the kitchen. And then there was just a doorway. And so we decided to take that wall out to really open up the living space to the kitchen space. Really helps with entertaining when they have people over. We also did a really nice peninsula to add some additional bar seating. You can sit there for breakfast. And then we reconfigured the cabinetry on this whole main wall.
The other thing that I think, Allie, I really liked about this design is that because we had a full wall right around this area, what the homeowners kind of characterized the area on the other side of it as no man's land. Every time you have a full wall, it just hinders the way that you place furniture and it just cuts that cabinetry wall short. So there's probably a good 2-3 feet of cabinetry that you were able to add due to this wall removal here.
Yes, yep. So they had the L shape here and the fridge was already here, and then they had just this wall of cabinets. So pretty much this whole section was an add-on, and we utilized this wall space a little bit more, and then we were able to fit in the peninsula, which provides generous countertop space for prepping. Also, you can have seating here, because they originally had a table here where they sat and ate, but now that's replaced with this nice peninsula. They can pull up a chair there and eat breakfast and just have some casual dining.
Wine and cheese tray over there.
Yep.
The other thing that I think is noteworthy is that when you're looking at an existing space and you have your existing window openings, doorways, etc., one way to contain the scope was to keep our cabinetry plan within the existing window openings.
Yes.
Because sometimes that means for us there's exterior siding dependencies, there's the framing dependencies, there's different things that we have to get into if we change the rough openings for the window. So I really like that smart thinking, containing scope, and still getting a generous enough of a cabinetry plan that probably increased significantly the overall cabinetry space for Greg and Janine. And just like we do in most projects that you get into when you start designing, same thing here is that the kitchen area is never just the kitchen area, because there's always the adjacent areas that are somehow connected. When we do wall removal in a project, we open ourselves up and the plan up to also look at floor, wall, ceiling finishes. And I really like the floor you picked here. It's a nice complement, and I think that the brilliance comes out by you being able to make it play really nicely with the existing woodwork here. It flows really nicely.
Yeah. Yep, and there were warmer tones in the space, and so in the living room they have built-ins that have the warmer wood tone. That's the same tone as the casing around the windows and the doors. And so trying to keep everything warm and work with that existing stain and color, this flooring worked really well because it really brought all the tones together. It even plays off the veining in the countertops and the tile.
So many times in our world, we get asked the question, where do you stop? Once you start, where do you stop? And what I really like about our design team is that find a way to mesh the new with the old, meaning how do we make the existing 1990s materials play nice with the new stuff? The easiest thing in the world is to, let's just start over and redo everything. But the real skill comes from being able to pair the existing with the new so that you have a scope that does not expand as far, that sometimes we just need to reel it in. And Ali, I think you did a great job doing just that here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is our countryside cabinetry line, our cabinetry partner, LG product, Sharp product shown in this, and our appliance partner, Warner Stallion, did a great job too here, is just appointing it according to Ali's design. But Ali, talk about this. It's a showpiece. It has utility, function, really nicely done. Talk a little bit about what we have here on this wall.
Yeah, so we wanted to make sure, we have a lot of extra cabinet storage, but we wanted to make sure to be smart about it. So we have the really nice rollout trays in the pantry that can store a lot of different items. We also incorporated a coffee bar kind of feature here where we've got nice display space, but then we can tuck away a toaster, the coffee maker, smaller items that you don't want to see out on the countertop all the time. And then it plays nicely into the peninsula and having smart storage down here too with your drawer and microwave, and then just storing a lot of different items in like the bigger drawers, like Tupperware, things like that.
And ergonomically, one of the things that our design team thinks about too is the motion of operating drawers rather than doors where you have to get on your knees and actually dig around in it. So that is something that we pay attention to a lot. What Ali showed you there with that coffee bar, beverage bar, the appliance garage as a feature, would you say maybe half the time people are interested in seeing that?
Absolutely. Yeah, because people want to hide things away. People don't want to see stuff all the time. And a lot of people drink coffee, and so it's nice to just tuck that away.
The real true barista is always interested in an appliance garage, we find. And it's not just the coffee bar, like Ali mentioned, toaster, juicer. We tend to have a variety of like small appliances today and small things that we want to tuck away and have it look uncluttered.
Yeah, yep.
Talk a little bit about the lights here, because this is definitely a showpiece.
So because we created the peninsula, we wanted to have a nice feature with the pendant lighting, and so we have the two pendants, and it was kind of funny with this one. In the original renderings, I had a light fixture very similar, and the homeowner really loved it, and so I was able to find the actual light fixture that resembled the original renderings that we showed them.
Another, just a point about our appliance package. So this here is a gas stove, and right now I think in today's world what we're seeing is gas is still very popular, but we're seeing an increase in the people that are going to the induction cooktops. And this is also something that Greg and Janine would have done, but what tipped the scale was that they were realizing they have to replace all of their pots and pans because they were not compatible with an induction cooktop. But we see that growing. And Ali, you have an induction cooktop.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
You love it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it requires a little bit of training if you're coming from a gas stove environment to get comfortable, but great appliance, and that technology is growing here in the United States. Every single area is carefully selected, the finishes to play together, and I especially, Ali, like what you did here with the backsplash. Talk a little bit about the inspiration and how you arrived at that one.
Yeah, so with this backsplash, it plays off the veining in the countertop really nicely. It has that warm kind of caramel tone in the veining. And so with this backsplash, it has that handmade look that people are really interested in right now, and it gives it a lot of texture and movement. And with the variation that you get in this backsplash, it adds that extra interest to the kitchen overall, but but it's not too crazy and it's not too busy for the homeowners and what they wanted.
It almost gives it like a little bit different dimension, because as you can see, every single piece of tile is not uniform.
Right.
And it brings that movement that I think, Ali, you really liked, and I think it pops. The under cabinet light also and the hood light gives it a special effect. When that light hits the backsplash, a lot of times that's what people are. Mm-hmm. They love their backsplash. They walk into their kitchen, it puts a smile on their face.
Yep. Yep.
It's great to be a part of that. So, kitchen is a utilitarian space, and a lot of thought also goes into how we appoint the sink, different kinds of sinks that we have. What you see here is a Blanco sill granite, which is a really popular sink product today. I'll let Ali talk a little bit about the faucet and the types of sink that she works with in today's environment. Please.
So most people, about 90% of our homeowners go with the Blanco Silla Granite sink because it's a composite sink and it comes in a variety of different colors and it's scratch stain resistant, so it's really easy to take care of. And it's not like the porcelain sink that's gonna scratch, and it's not like the stainless steel sink that could also scratch. I feel like more people are moving away from those options, and really with the different colors that it's available in, you can really find a color that would go with any countertop that you choose. The faucet's a Delta ESSA faucet, and it's nice because with these you can get the touch feature, so you can turn it on. You can turn it on like this, but then you can also turn it off by touching the spout on there. And it's a nice, sleek look, really good product, good quality. And so most of our homeowners choose Delta as well for the plumbing fixtures.
And Ferguson is our partner with plumbing fixtures, and they really do a good job, the selection in terms of showroom visits, and everybody can really get exactly what they want by walking the floor with our designers. I think one thing to mention also is that in our design development process, this project with Greg and Janine was very similar to a lot of times we talk about what might be phase one, what might be phase two, phase three. In this case, we also had conversation about railing systems, staircases, potential master bathroom, walk-in closets. So we're counting on phase two at some point, maybe with Greg and Janine. We just have to have them enjoy their kitchen a little bit and let them move in and have us move out until we come back again. Some of the maybe subtle details and some of that what I would call brilliance that goes into the design behind the scenes, I think can be well demonstrated by how we appointed the floor. In a aging in place strategy, what you want to do is you want to try to eliminate different floor heights, flooring transitions that can be cumbersome, and that's what Ali did here. She took what would be the most and best suited material, I think in our mind, is a luxury vinyl plank, and actually used that from the front entry into the vestibule and all the way through the family room. Now, LVP, we probably use, 8 out of 10 times?
Yeah.
We see it in very well appointed high-end homes today. It is not the sheet vinyl from your grandma's house.
No.
So talk a little bit about how you arrived at this floor design right here.
Yeah, so the LVP, again, the colors were really important to tie in with the existing woodwork. The durability and the maintenance of it is very low, so it's really easy to take care of, and they have a dog, and so this also holds up really well to the dog claws. They also have grandchildren, and so very durable against heavy use with the kids. And so we decided to continue this into the vestibule here, and we went into the front entry closet, but we stopped at the laundry room and bathroom since those rooms weren't remodeled. And there's just a really low profile transition strip that you can really, I mean, you barely can see that, and it's not affecting them walking into those rooms at all. And then because of the wall removal, it extends all the way to the back of the house. So it really provides that consistency throughout.
I think one thing that sometimes might be overlooked, and I love it, Allie, the way you, Jamie, and Mary Ellen kind of appoint the floors, because when you have a lot of flooring transitions, visually, what it does, it breaks up the space. It looks more contained. When we have a continuous floor in what we call the main level common areas, the space looks more generous. And it just, there's less of that breaks in the floor that visually breaks up the picture. One of the reasons why this project also to Allie and me and Ross and our team has a special place is this is one of the last projects that Ross, as our senior most lead carpenter, who's stepping into a punch list ambassador role. What you witness here is Ross's handiwork. Here's a gentleman who spent over 32 years with new spaces and creating beautiful spaces. His craftsmanship, the details of the woodwork, those are all things that we as a company are always really proud of. And this is Ross's project, and I think it actually is his last project as a full-time lead carpenter with new spaces. So kudos to Ross and all our lead carpenter. That is one of the things that we pride ourselves. We're having our own craftsmen build the projects, our own lead carpenters who spend the time on the project from the very beginning all the way to the end, overseeing every aspect of the construction process. And usually we handle all of the finished carpentry, the cabinetry install, all of the trim, so that it lives up to the standards that Ed has set for his team. So really proud of how we finished and all the details, including the crown, the hood installation. Allie, you did a tremendous job, and it always feels good when we can have our production team and our lead carpenters bring to life the vision that our lead designers started with. You know, in a home, usually kitchens are the high value areas, and we also see some of the nicest finishes in there. Countertops are usually a very important part of the design process. The overall palette, the overall color scheme, and stone countertop outlet and granite tops, our partner in countertops, provided and installed, fabricated, installed the countertops that we see here. Talk a little bit about, Allie, what you like about them and what they are, things like that, please.
Yeah, so this is a quartz product. Actually one of the colors that we typically use a lot because it has that marble effect, but without the maintenance. And this one's really nice too because it has the gray and the kind of brown veining, and so it's bringing in the cooler and the warmer tones. This is also really nice for homeowners because it's durable, it's low maintenance, you don't have to seal it, you don't really need to do anything to take care of it. You can wash it with water and soap. And so again, with their grandchildren, the quartz can withstand high traffic, high use activities when people are prepping and when kids are here and doing art projects, things like that.
So in contrast to, for instance, sometimes we use marble. So to compare the two, we jokingly say that marble, you look at it, it may scratch, and it has a different way of patina. Marble's been used for thousands of years, so there's nothing wrong with it, but you just need to know how the performance of the materials you put into your project and what your expectations are. And that's where our design team can help you gauge what is the right material for you. Thanks again for joining us here today. Allie and I had a lot of fun with this project. These are some of the projects, the types that we get into. Remember, on our website, we also have our virtual happy hour home tours. So that's newspaces.com, where you can visit and see different project types, different finishes, different vintages of homes, and we're pretty certain you'll find something you'll like. Until next time, see you then.